welcome to Inside News. It's our Friday show on the mark, and I'm happy to see that my wingman Shaheel is back. Shaheel, you've been writing a lot of exams. Hopefully you've passed. How's it been going?
It's been going good. I'm very happy to be back, but I see a lot of pressure on me because you've been pretty good the last 2 weeks with Overdose and Editorial Trail, so let's keep that going.
Yeah, let's hope the value bet arrives again this week. Right, I have to say, Shaheel, it's a tough race meeting to bring you back in. 9 races, and it looks like it's a tough card. Not easy at all. I reckon exotics are going to pay. Place accumulator, pick 6, pick 8, and hopefully we can help our viewers get through the day, because it looks like it's a tough card on paper. There's 1 or 2 races which obviously looks a bit easier, but the other races look quite tough. We're going to start off with one of the toughest races on the card. It is the race 1, 1500 meter 020, reserved for Mauritian jockeys, and I personally like the look of number 10, Vintage Angel. I like the way that he ran on last time. He was sort of quite far out of his ground. Nice finishing time, 400 to finish. And I would imagine that Dark Force form is probably a little bit stronger than what other horses bring into this race, Vintage Angel. Simon Jones still looking for that elusive first win of the season. Let's hope he gets it right. I think I'd probably run onto the track and help him lead it in Vintage Angel. Never Fear, I suppose excuses last time. He had very good form before that. He's drawn 1 as well. You've got to respect him. And then obviously League of Legends. I think it's a family member of yours that's got a bit of a share in League of Legends. Let's hope he can put it off for them. Another horse that probably had some excuses last time. He was a little bit wide that first turn up that hill. He's got a good draw this time. He must have a chance as well. Shaheel, your first, after your layoff, how are you going to go, race 1?
Probably go with Never Fear. He's a horse that I like a lot, actually. He definitely needed the run after a 2-month layoff last time out. Actually, from what I've heard, he fell twice at Florel, so definitely he needed the run that day. He's looking much better condition-wise at track work. He's drawn 1. It's got Sunil Bassant on board. I'm going to make him my first choice. For second, I'll probably go with Silver Rock. He's dropping to the 020 for the first time. He's drawn 2. If he jumps on term, which he does most of the time with Ayadassen, I reckon he'll be running on nicely. And for third, probably League of Legends. Had a tough race last time with Barrier 8, better drawn this week. So if he runs the places, we'll be happy. Okay.
And getting back to Never Fear, his penultimate run behind Play Another Tune. That's good enough to win a race like that. I'm just hoping that Vintage Angel can pull it off. I like the way that he ran on last time. Let's hope he can run a similar sort of race. The 020 is very, very difficult to find winners. Pick 8, you're probably going to have to load quite a couple here. All right. Well, that's the first race. Let's hope you get through that first race, and you can look forward to the rest of the meeting. Race 2, it is a 1450 benchmark 36. This was Patrol Officer. He's been expensive to follow. I think he's just sort of greenness and immaturity has beaten him. He's had the 3 runs now. Unfortunately, he's got the 9 draw. But he does come from off the pace a little bit, this horse. He can come from off the pace. I think he's going to run a crack. I think that he's sort of matured now. He looked very good on Tuesday morning. I like the way that he worked, and I'm hoping that he can pull it off because, like I said, he has been quite expensive to follow. Ever since I saw him run first time out when I thought he was pretty unlucky, he's been even unluckier since. So hopefully he can get it all right tomorrow. Shaheel, bonjour, baby. I know you sort of, what's your thoughts on him? Because I'll tell you, before I ask you, I thought there was a terrific run last time. He looked a winner. He just very, very tight on the fence to get a run there on the inside. And he only went down sort of a neck behind Cyber Special.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. Like you said, he was finishing off pretty well behind Cyber Special. But, this is quite a tough field. So let's see how he goes up here. But coming back to Patrol Officer, he has some quirks about him, this horse. He's a tough horse to ride. Even on track work, you can see that. He's drawn 9, but the blinkers goes off, and he drops in distance. And we see that Gilbert Rousset uses the trump card, so they probably got their own reasons. So Patrol Officer, probably a good horse in this horse. But I do like the looks of number 5, actually, Superstitious. This horse impressed me last time because Mr. Hardy was my banker. I thought in the final stretch that Mr. Hardy was going to go past him. But the way that he just kicked on again, that was pretty impressive. He's drawn 2. I do think he's a progressive sort, so I'm going to go with Superstitious as my first choice.
Okay, and your second?
Patrol Officer. And then for third, probably Varside, but I reckon he's going to have to beat the draw.
Yeah, he's got a terrible draw to deal with as Varside. Yeah, Superstitious, I do agree with Shaheel. He looks like he's a nice progressing sort. Obviously, he steps up to 36 for the first time, but he's got the draw. And he's probably most likely to lead. Look, there is Royal Resolution in the race, drawn 4, but he's got the draw, and he probably will lead, and looks like he likes to lead. So Superstitious must have a big chance here as well. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping Patrol Officer gets it right. And I'm going to go 8 Patrol Officer, Bonjour Baby. I like this horse. He's really sort of done well in Mauritius. A horse that didn't do all that great in South Africa, but he's really improved in Mauritius. And then 5 Superstitious will be my third choice. Right, the third race, it is the Commonwealth Cup. It is a 1,600 meters, and it's a benchmark 41. Once again, not an easy race. This obviously, you got to respect Cyber Special. He is going for 4 in a row. He is stepping up in class, and he's got that wide draw, so not going to be all that easy for Cyber Special. I've got a little bit of a roughie here, Black Indy. I like the way that horse ran on last time. I thought he was a little bit unlucky. He had to switch out halfway up the straight battle to get a run. He's trading at 6 to 1, 5, 6 to 1. I think there's a little bit of value about Black Indy. Don't leave him out of anything. And then obviously Silken Princess, he's had the Silken Prince, I beg your pardon, not Princess. Silken Prince, he's had the 3 runs in Mauritius now, 2 seconds and a win. And you'd probably have to say that the draw maybe cost him last time when he was beaten by Sacred Flame. He's drawn 3 this time. Manuel Nunes and the Herchon stable, they're on fire. I think they've had a winner for the last 6 meetings. So they're doing pretty well, Shaheel. What's your view on this race? I know from the past you are a Cyber Special fan.
I am a big fan of Cyber Special. I think he's a top-class 3-year-old, but don't know if you remember, Black Indy is one of my 2 to follow, so it's a bit of a match race between these 2. Yeah. And I reckon both of them will have to come from off the pace because they're drawn 6 and 9. So let's see who finishes the strongest, but I'm going to go with Cyber Special because the way that he won last time was so impressive. And the form has been franked, actually, because many horses has come out of that race to win. So I'm going to go with Cyber Special to beat Black Indy. And then for third, like you said, Silken Prince. He just tried his best last time, but couldn't get past Sacred Flame.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you look at it, the emergency acceptor comes out. So Black Indy is going to be 5, and Cyber Special 8. I think he jumped from gate 9 last time, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so he has won from a poor draw. I thought it was a good ride by Naresh last time from that draw. Gave him a bit of a chance. And I was also surprised with that win because he's dropping from the 1850 down to the 1500. I personally think the 1600 will suit him a lot better as well.
Exactly, yeah. I saw in an interview that Mr. Swedish Saran said that the 1850 was probably a bit too long for him at this stage, but like you said, the 1600 is going to suit him down to the ground. Yeah,
well, it's always nice to see horses win 4 in a row, so maybe let's hope Cyber Special can put it off. But I'm going for a little bit of value there. Black Indy, I like the way he was running on last time. I thought he was unlucky when running second to Flower Blue. Right. Race 4, it's a 990. It's the only sprint on the day, and it looks like it's going to be an exciting race here. It's a benchmark 51. Bye-bye Rocket. I think he's one of mine to follow, or one of yours. Well, it's one of ours to follow. I think only sort of inexperienced Greenness beat him last time. He battled to take that first turn. He's obviously going to be a lot better this time. He is stepping up 2 classes, though. He was in a 41. He's now in a 51. Do you think that's going to be a problem for him?
Not really, because I like to do a small comparison, probably back to South Africa. His 2 runs have been over the straight track at Turffontein. He ran second on his debut back in South Africa, and then he went on to win the 1 million maiden sprint. So here again, he's run second on his local debut, probably can win here. He's drawn 5. He has shown a lot of speed. If he handles the band correctly this time, I do believe Bye-bye Rocket is the horse to beat.
Yeah, I personally don't think that he obviously he's got a lot of natural speed. Yeah. Horses like he's a beautiful looking horse, and he really looks like he's going to be a top horse. But I don't really think that they have to sort of rush him off to the front. That's just my opinion. I think this is a sort of horse, if he can quite easily make up 2-3 lengths in the straight, this horse. So obviously
Rob Roy on his inside, I don't think he will be.
Yeah, exactly. Rob Roy, you got Rahib on his outside that also likes to go up there. So I would love to see this horse sort of given a little bit of a chance. I think he's going to be too good for them, Shaheel. That's my opinion. I reckon he's going to be a little bit too good for this field. Yes, he is stepping up 2 classes. He's only got 56 on his back. He's got a decent draw. Manuel Nunes and Herchon, once again, they're doing very, very well. So bye-bye Rocket. It's safe to say we bank you?
Not really.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to bank him because it's a tough pick 8 and a pick 6. So you have to find bankers somewhere, and obviously we've got the Derby later. That looks like it could be a banker. But bye-bye Rocket, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to bank him in everything. Obviously, the dangers in the race, Rahib, Wavebreaker, these 2 horses love the 990. They both won 3 races over this distance. Would you make them the dangers?
Definitely. Like you said, Shaheel very consistent this season. 3 runs for 2 wins and 1 second place. He also steps up in class, but I'm sure he'll love the 990. And like you said, with Breaker, nice run behind the unbeaten Barrack streak last time. So I'm sure these two will complete the trifecta.
Yeah, I suppose Edge of the Sun beat Rabe last time, but it's going to be difficult this time. He's 10 draw, and I think there's about a 2.5 or 2 kilogram swing around in the weights as well. So it's going to be a little bit tougher for Edge of the Sun this time. But in the day, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to bank Bye Bye Rocket. All right, race 5, the World Focus Cup. What a beautiful horse he was, the World Focus. I remember riding against him and getting beaten by him so many times. He was a top horse from the Pedro stable. It's a 1400 meter. It's a benchmark 56. And do you think the luckless Uzo can get it right this time? I think what I do like about Uzo is that they've put on the side blinkers and the fact that he's drawn 1. And obviously Pierre Strydom knows now that when he comes in the straight, he leans in, or he sort of shifts in. I think the 1 draw will suit him because he's probably going to be on the fence. Hopefully, the horse that he's following takes him through to the straight, and he can sort of come in the straight and go straight onto that inside rail. But Uzo, he's been very, very unlucky. His work's been pretty decent. Pierre Strydom knows him by now. I suppose he would be the obvious choice, but once again, I spotted another horse, Titsikama Dance, another horse of one of my 2 to follows. He's really improved this horse in training. His coat looks a lot better. My only sort of question mark is dropping from that 1500 down to a 1400. He did win a 1700 back in South Africa and could be a fraction too short, but I reckon that he got beat 4.5 lengths, or just over 4.5 lengths, with a little bit of traffic problem. I think he's sort of improved enough to give Uzo a run for his money. I'm not saying he's going to beat Uzo, but just what I'm saying, I reckon that it's going to be a lot closer this time, and I wouldn't leave him out of anything. And then obviously the 3-year-old Lecaria, he's got terrific form as a 3-year-old. Big step for a 3-year-old to carry sort of top weight against some decent older horses, but he looks like he's quite special, Lecaria, so I'll put him in as my 3rd choice. Shaheel, I took up quite a bit of time talking about the 5th race. What's your view on race 5?
Like you said on the previous race, you're going to have to take a chance and bank someone somewhere, so I'm going to bank Uzo actually for the 2 reasons that you mentioned, the side winkers and the draw 1. Like you said, he's going to be on the fence, so let's hope that he doesn't hang on the fence now. So definitely Uzo for the banker. And for 2nd, also I like Titsikama Dance. I've also seen him improved. The blinkers goes on, and interesting to see that he has won with the blinkers back in South Africa. And also Liquiario, he's also been working well. If I'm not mistaken, he has had a barrier trial with the blinkers. But he's
that's right, yeah. Yes, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be my trifecta.
Okay, well we got the same trifecta then, but just keep an eye on number 4, Titsikama Dance. I'm expecting a decent run from him. Right, race 6. It is the final leg of the 4-year-old championship. It's the Mauritius Derby, and a lot of people saying it's a match race. I must be honest, I disagree completely, Shaheel. I can't see this horse losing White River. I think the 1850 is going to be in his favour. We all know that his preparations weren't 100% last time when he won the Barbie Cup. Yeah. It was a terrific win. He's drawn 2. I can't see anyone beating him. I think obviously Cool at Heart will probably go off to the front. Yeah. White River's going to sit right up his backside, and he probably will run past him in the straight.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, he was on 100% on the Barbie. I was very unhappy to miss that show that day, by the way. Like I said, he'll be in the box just right behind him. I'm sure Daryl Holland, who gets the ride on Cool, I thought will try to steal a race somewhere up to 600 meters. But like you said, on Wednesday, White River will hold too many guns for him at the end. Yeah. And level weight is definitely going to suit him, a big advantage for him compared to the others.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, he's a winner without a penalty because they met at level weights last time. Yeah. He's beaten him. He's meeting him again at the same weights. So he's definitely, obviously, well off in the weights again by beating him, and coming from behind him to beat him in a mile. So you'd have to think. Some people are sort of suggesting, can he win an 1850? There's no doubt in my mind he'll win an 1850.
Yeah, like we were saying after the Barbie, if he wasn't here in Mauritius, he'd probably be running the July, which is over 200 meters.
All right, so that's White River. Obviously, we're going to go Cool at Heart 2nd, and then Sea King and Tower of Wisdom. Sea King's beaten Cool at Heart, but it's his first run this season. We don't know how fit he is. From what I heard, he's been given quite a lot of work in Floreal, a lot of stamina work. But I would imagine he's probably a little bit better stay than Tower of Wisdom. So we'd have to put him in his third place.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, then back to, after a couple of easy races, back to the minefields. The 7th race, it's a 1500 meter, it's a benchmark 31. 10 horses here, tough race to find a winner here. Once again, I'm not making him don't get me wrong, I'm not making him a banker, but I spotted a horse yesterday. I was doing my homework, and obviously we go back and look at the videos, and I really liked the run of this horse last time, Middle Path. He drops into the rating of 31 for the first time. His only win in Mauritius was over 1500. Yes, he has got a poor draw, but he comes from way off the field. I watched Rakesh Bugaruti ride him last time. He was last. He pulled him out 4-5 wide, and he really ran on nicely, this horse. And I'm not saying he's a banker, don't get me wrong, but I think definitely if you are an exotic bet player, please put Middle Path in everything. What are the dangers? Obviously Taranaki. I'm glad to see that they've come down in distance with him. I didn't like him last time when he was favoured, when they stepped him up to the 1850. Back down to a 1500. He must have a chance. Shaheel, what I've noticed about this, or what I think about this race, is there's a lot of front runners here. Yeah. They're gonna go very, very quick, and it's gonna suit these horses running on, like Middle Path, Taranaki, and even number 2 King's Empire. He's going to be running on quite well as well, like he did last time behind Iron Wolf. But 1 and 2 Middle Path, King's Empire, they got the worst draws to deal with. So maybe Taranaki. But it is a very difficult race. I'm very interested to hear your views on race 7.
Well, after we're done with the bankers, let's try to find a value bet now, and I'm probably going to go with number 3, Southern Sun. He drops in class, and he has won in benchmark 31 before. He's won from the front, in fact. He's drawn 1. I don't know if he's going to get a soft lead, but if he can get into a prominent position, I'm sure he's going to give them a good run for his money, because his form has not been that bad. He's been running against the like of Afdig, Boya, Mind-Blowing, and Bad Attitude. So he's definitely got some good form. So I'm going to go with Southern Sun to beat Taranaki. Like you said, the 1850 was probably too far last time. He was very keen in the early stages of the race. Glad to see him over 1500 meters. He's going to finish off really strongly. And then number 8, Volatile Energy. He's a strong one pacer, and he's very consistent, this horse. So I'm going to include him for my trifecta quartet.
Who do you think will lead you? Who's quicker, Volatile Energy or Southern Sun?
I have no idea, really. Yeah. They both got gate speed, but from the draw, we'll just have to see what Bruno Rice and Imran Chisti does.
Yeah, I think they're going to go very quick. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the winner comes from off the pace in the 7th race. But it is a tough race. Have a little each-way bet on number 1, Middle Path. I think Pierre Stronum's going to suit him. He just looks like he's coming to hand. He drops down into this division, and I think he's going to run a good race.
Is he your value bet, by the way?
No, my value bet was Black Indy.
Okay.
All right, number 8, the Winking Cup, 1400 meters. I suppose you have to respect number 4 again, Red Indy. I thought Pierre Stronum gave him a terrific ride last time from a 9 draw. He's going to be drawn, he's going to be drawn 3 now, because obviously Sir Capers has come out. He's obviously going to be a lot closer, although he's probably also doesn't want to be handy. Yeah. But when I say a lot closer, he's probably going to be 2-3 lengths closer without any sort of effort. And he's getting on well with Pierre Stronum. I don't know if you remember in the beginning of the season, I said this horse is coming to hand. He's sort of gaining confidence all the time. Have to say it's not the strongest of 0.25s. He won in a 0.25 last time. So he's in the same division. I think he's going to be hard to beat again, Red Indy.
Yeah, like you said, he's drawn better this time, so interesting to see how Striker rides him, if he rides him a little closer or not. Because I remember watching one of his interviews, and he said that last time it was because of the draw that he had to come from off the pace, but he noticed that the day that he tried to follow a bit closer, the horse didn't have the same turn of foot, so let's see what he does tomorrow. Actually, the race that he won last time, my first choice in that race was the filly, 2 Moon Junction, who got scratched before the race. So this time, just because of the draw, I'll probably go the other way around with Verdi, but 2 Moon Junction is going to run a cracker. If she's fine, she definitely goes in with a chance. And then a horse that I've spotted in training is Hometown Hero. The stable is starting to find form, so keep an eye on Hometown Hero.
Okay, and what about after the order? There was a cracking run to Mr. Hardy. Maybe that second run syndrome last time, he 6.5 lengths behind Taranaki. If he reproduces that debut of his when he ran second to Mr. Hardy, yes, he got thrashed by 4 lengths, but he's still, Mr. Hardy's done well. And you'd think that if Mr. Hardy was in this field, he'd thrash them again. So after the order, Raj Ramden looking for his next winner. I definitely think that he's got a chance here as well, in case Red Indy fluffs his lines. After the order will be my second choice. And then I agree with Shaheel with the filly, Two Moon Junction. She's got some cracking form last year when she ran behind Mr. Hardy as well. And mind-blowing, and both his horses have won this season. So she's got the form. It'll be nice to see a girl winning in Mauritius. It's been quite a while. I think it was, what was that filly? Don't Tell Mama, I think, probably the last one. Yeah, so, all right. Yeah, it's very nice to see a filly win again in Mauritius. Right, number 9. Oh, race 9, I beg your pardon. The Salmon Plate, it's a 1,500 meter benchmark 31. And once again, not an easy race to end off the day. Luckily, picks 8, pick 6s, they've got nothing to do with this. So if you have made a little bit of money on the day, or if you've lost some money on the day, let's see what we can do in the last race. Number 2, Master of Spain. I've been sort of impressed with this this horse's 2 runs. I made no sort of secret that I thought that Jono, first time he rode him, made an error. Sent him a little bit too soon. He ran a good second to Taranaki, gave him a superb ride the next time. I don't know, maybe he was listening to the show. But I thought he rode him brilliantly because it wasn't an easy race for him. They sort of took him on most of the way. And what I liked, he came to the straight, and that last sort of 25 meters, he just quickened away. And it's a sign of a good horse, Master of Fate. He's a young horse. He's an up-and-coming horse. I tell you, he's a beautiful-looking horse. I saw him on Tuesday. He's a very sort of stocky, well-built horse. Looks like a horse that suits the Mauritian track. So Master of Spain, I reckon he can make it back-to-back wins, especially in this sort of race. The dangers has to be Anton Ruskin, maybe. There was a good a good win last time when he beat Taranaki. So there's a bit of an indirect form line there. I think you can ignore his last run where he was sort of wide around that first turn. He's got a good draw this time. Have to respect him. And then Aspara, I've been waiting for those to sort of find that form from last season. That was a good run over 990 last time. Let's see how he goes, but he'll be my third choice. So Master of Spain, Anton Ruskin, Aspara. Give us your final selection of the afternoon.
I'm also going to go with Master of Spain. Like you said, he didn't beat the best of fields actually last time, but he's a progressive sort, and to go back to his South African form, he's got a pretty good one actually. And your good friend Akasha Charaz is on board Master of Spain this time. For second, I actually like Aspara because he was finishing off really strongly over the 990 last time, and we all know that 990 is definitely too short for Aspara. And for third, I do like a bit of a roughie in number 3, Swinging Captain. It's his first run of the season. He's a massive horse. If he's fit enough, being drawn to and Brandon Louis on board, I do reckon Swinging Captain can run into the places. Okay. What about your good friend Phoenix Rising? Obviously he's drawn 10, but a good Phoenix 2 on the day, that wouldn't be mine.
You know, I've never been a fan of Phoenix Rising. I'm a fan of Phoenix Beer, but not Phoenix Rising. Look at his form. You know, good race, bad race, good race, bad race. He's drawn 10. He's a type of horse that he probably will win one day when no one fancies him. But I'm not a big fan of Phoenix. I love the owner. She's a very good friend of mine. And if you are watching, I apologize about talking about your horse like that. But I'm not a fan of Phoenix Rising. An XPE horse, not consistent. I do prefer others in the race. All right, well, that's a wrap. That's 9 races. Let's hope you have a terrific day's racing, because remember, next week there is no racing. So we'll see you back in the first week of August. There won't be Jeu de Gallo next week. It'll be the following week. Obviously, we want to have a look at some horses training, running in that first week of August, and we'll be back then. Thank you very much for joining us. Catch you next time. Goodbye. Okay, well, that's a wrap. That's 9 races for tomorrow. We're going to have a long day's racing. Let's hope you have a good day. Shaheel, before we say goodbye to our viewers, I'm going to put your head on a block. Who's your bank of the day?
Go for a double of Striker Stridum, and I'm going to go with Uzo and White River. And for the value bet, we'll probably go with Southern Sun.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go, obviously, White River. I mean, anyone could bank a White River. I would imagine 80% of Mauritius is going to be on White River. I'm going to go Bye Bye Rocket. He impressed me his first run. I think he's going to be a bit better this time. Bye Bye Rocket, my banker. My value bet will be Black Indy at 6-1. Keep an eye on Titsikama Dance and what's the other horse? Middle Path. keep an eye on those. Maybe a little each way bet on all of those, or even a leve poulet place. You never know. Yeah. All right. Well, remember there won't be a jeu de gala next week because we've got the break. We'll only see you again the following Wednesday with a jeu de gala, and then we'll be back the first week of August for the continuation of the racing. Have a nice break. I'm sure myself and Shaheel, you've had a long break. I'm going to enjoy the break. Have a nice day's racing. Goodbye.